Alright, hello everybody. Today, now, let's just say this is one of those movies that would have been better, looked a lot better from the trailer than the actual movie was. And I'm not saying that these actors are necessarily bad, I just don't think this was a really well-written script, like at all. So, it's about these two childhood friends, I guess, uh, Lydia Berman and Emily Stanton, who both go to, I guess they kind of are unlikely friends, really, because um, Lydia was the kind of like rocker chick, which would have been a person I got along with because she listens to like Slayer and I don't know who else, like Motley Crue and all the hair metal bands, I guess, back in the day. Although Slayer was definitely not a hair metal band, they were way heavier than that. But anyhow, probably listen to Pantera and some other stuff too, I would imagine, depending on her age, I guess. And she still obviously listens to like all the rock stuff, even as an adult. She's a construction worker, or not a construction worker, but it seems like she probably, I guess she works in the shipping yards, like, them loading the big ships or whatever. She seems to be moving the crates and whatnot, and she seems to put a lot of time into her work. She seems to be pulling a lot of doubles, probably just to make ends meet. She seems to have a pretty, kind of like a crappy apartment. Yeah, and seems like even though she's working her butt off, she's kind of barely making ends meet. And then obviously, her friend Emily got into science and is slowly putting buildings all around the states, I guess, and putting a new facility in. Now, where were they? I can't remember. Oh, Chicago, I guess. Okay, so she's putting a new facility in Chicago. And Lydia's at this high school reunion thing, and she wants Emily to come. So she ends up going to the new facility that Emily has put in and ends up accidentally injecting herself with the serum, I guess, that Emily has been working on for quite a long time. So now Lydia has to stay and do testing and keep getting these injections, while Emily is testing the new product, which is just a pill. Uh, so yeah, kind of, it's just such a weird movie. So we have the king who is running for, I guess, mayor of Chicago, I do believe, and then we have these. I guess we call them supervillains. They were called something else in the movie, if I could remember the name of what they called them in the movie. What did they call them in the movie? Yeah, there was something. There was something else that they called them in the movie, but I can't remember what that was now. And then Laser was the main one, and then the King, or he called himself the King, was running for mayor. And then we had Jason Bateman playing the Crab, Bobby Cannavale playing the King, Palm Clementif playing Laser, and Taylor Mosby playing Tracy, who was, yeah, who was the who was the daughter of, oh my God, Emily, right? Because Tracy Stanton, yeah, okay. So, um, yeah, so they keep doing these injections, and eventually they, I guess, are trying to prove the to Chicago that they are not the villains, they are the heroes, right? And they are called Thunder Force. So now they're trying to take down the bad guys. Turns out they have to deal with more than just Laser. And I guess as we go along, Jason Bateman's character, the Crab, kind of develops a little bit of a conscience and starts to fall in love with Lydia. So yeah, they do end up taking them down, obviously, because I guess that's just the hero movie type deal. But yeah, oh my God. I'm trying to remember some of the story because it was just such a bad movie. I really did not like this. I thought I was going to, but I feel like Melissa McCarthy is kind of hit and miss, and I feel like this just, yeah, wasn't really what I thought it was going to be from the trailer. And I mean, these guys have worked together before, some of them, so it was kind of funny to see that this was uh, ended up being as bad as it was. Um, but yeah, I guess it's kind of is what it is. So Lydia does sacrifice herself because I guess, yeah, now I remember, right. The king is trying to take his competition by placing this bomb in the building that the other mayoral, mayoral candidate is going to do her speech at. And it looks like she's probably going to be the one who wins, so obviously he wants to take her out, so there's no other competition. But they are able to find the bomb, and I guess, obviously, uh, Emily's daughter um, was taking the pill as well, I guess, too, and she has super fast speed, so Tracy ends up helping them out, and they are able to find the bomb, and then Lydia sacrifices herself in order to, yeah, she jumps out of the building with the bomb goes off in the water. Obviously, Lydia is able to withstand the blast thanks to having the serum in her, right? She's basically become a full superhero, and they always make the joke about the suits throughout this movie, being that they need to work on. I don't know why they wouldn't have more than one suit. I guess the suits aren't washable, but they need to have some. They need to have some sort of washing system for the suits, so they always complain about the suits stinking constantly. And then their impractical superhero car was a purple Lamborghini that hardly either of them could get into. So that was maybe one of the funny parts, I guess, in the movie. But other than that, I really didn't find this movie that funny. Um, yeah, it just seems like, depending on the movie, I don't know. Sometimes I like Melissa McCarthy's humor, depending on the movie, and sometimes I just don't. I feel like she's almost better in serious movies. Like, I really enjoyed The Kitchen, if you guys have ever seen that. And there was one other movie that she was more serious in that I really enjoyed her in. I can't remember what it was called, though. And I'm not going to even take the time to look it up right now because it's really not important. But yeah, I guess the good guys win and the bad guys lose, and then the other mayoral candidate, who was, I'm trying to think, I can't remember her name. Maybe it might have been Rachel. I'm trying to think now. I can't remember, but interesting. I'm trying to remember what her name was, but anyway, not really super important. But she ends up asking them at the end of the movie if they would like to work with her to create a, I guess, super team sort of thing, and obviously they agree. Uh, so yeah, I guess I guess the movie ends on a happy note. But I think I might actually watch this again just to kind of go over it in my head, because yeah, seems the better movies I remember better, and the kind of crappier ones that I find, I try to push them from my memory. But yeah, this just was not that great. I didn't think it was anyway. And I don't know, it's not like either two of these women really had any superhero training besides what she did in her facility. I mean, not like the bad guys really knew what they were doing either, because I guess they were just kind of blessed with the powers. There wasn't really any other way around that, and that's why I know there was another name for what they called they weren't just called supervillains. There was another name for them, that I guess how they got their powers or whatever passed down through generations. But I can't remember what the other name was that they used for them. But anyhow, not a good movie. I gave it a 3 out of 10, same as I same as I gave Gallowalkers. So yeah, I would say that I mean, if you like Melissa McCarthy and Octavia Spencer, I would say definitely go watch this movie. And I know her and Jason Bateman have worked together before, and I think it was Identity Thief, and that was a way better movie than this. So yeah, and I'm like, that's what I mean. Like, this cast is pretty good. for who was in the movie, but it just was, yeah, not a very well written script, I would say, maybe was the problem with this movie. And I feel like the parts that were trying to be funny tried maybe a little too hard, and it felt kind of forced in a sense in this movie. Yeah, and I don't know. I think maybe it was just depending on who you're working with. I think chemistry is a big thing, and I feel like maybe a lot of the cast didn't really have it in this film as much as other films I've seen Melissa McCarthy in. So, yeah, 3 out of 10 for this movie. Not my favorite movie at all. And I guess I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye bye for now.